Okay, hey everybody, it's Brett from Moonstream, and I have a quick market update for you guys. Of course, I have my Make Bitcoin Great Again hat on today. Bitcoin pushing up a couple thousand points and coming back, hitting rejection at this upward trend line here. And so what I'm going to suggest today is we could see some sell pressure tomorrow. We did a study recently showing that the biggest sell-off days in the last 6 months have been on Tuesdays. These red arrows are not showing that necessarily, but that is also our early reversal indicator showing a similar. So as we found, many of these are on Tuesdays here, and I don't have that study pulled up. I don't have time to get into it. But on the 1 hour, 4 hour chart here, seeing sell pressure up in that 66,000 range, both on the 1 hour and 4 hour charts. So I'm suggesting we probably see some pullback here, at least down around 64,000 to retest the 21 and 50 period moving averages on that 4 hour chart. And back to the daily, let me just turn off these signals here for a moment. And we're still in the trading range, still on this downtrending. It's kind of long for a bull flag. It's a downward trending parallel channel, but the overall trend is still bullish on the long-term chart of Bitcoin. So we're just waiting for that break above, say 66K, let's call it 67K, on our way up towards that 70,000 region where there's more sell pressure on Bitcoin. So we're going to have trouble getting up above this. I think it does happen here with the liquidity cycle now coming in. A lot of money going into the markets, although in China, money was pulling out of crypto and going into their economy because they started pumping liquidity there. And so that's being absorbed. And I just saw a headline recently that the Mt. Gox distributions are asking for more time on that. So they've kicked the can down the road a bit on that. So that should be less selling pressure. But we do have this sell block overhead. So really, I think at this point, if I turn on my EMAs, I'll just turn on my EMA ribbon here. We're back above the key moving averages. So that's good for bouncing and breaking above this. We are putting in a higher low. However, on our cycle analysis, we are projecting tomorrow to be a mid-cycle high. And so, I think we're just building market structure here to build up and break out above that. I think taking some profits here probably makes some sense to have some powder dry in case we do a pullback. And if we do break above this, more than likely it's going to do one of these and retest anyway and hit some more sell pressure here and then back at that old all-time high. So, I would not be expecting a super fast rise up unless we see a massive short squeeze. A lot of shorts are piling up and placing their bets. Some are saying that they still go down in this 52K region. Some people are also speculating down in the sort of 44,000 region because that was the opening price of Bitcoin at the beginning of the year. And it's true that usually every year the price of Bitcoin retests that opening price. So we'll have to see. I'm bullish. I think we do go higher here, but anything can happen. So a lot to be paying attention to right in this little region, as we can see here. Do we break above and then retest? That would be the most bullish scenario for Bitcoin. And if we start to lose this and come down, I still would be dollar cost averaging in these levels, but we really need to start seeing higher lows, building higher market structure versus coming all the way back down in these regions. But either way, we win. If it does come back down to the 52K region, I think that's an excellent buying opportunity. And that just means that maybe the big rally starts happening a little bit later. I'm still a believer it happens faster and we could still see a left translated cycle, but we just don't know. And all we can do is kind of base our trades and trading on what we can see. And so either way, a nice movement in the altcoins, etc. Also, a couple other ones not looking so good on Chainlink. It's trying to put in a higher low. And so once it can do that, pushing up above $13, I think is the more bullish and safer entry, waiting for that to happen. And so I do hold some link, but I'm just holding on to it. ETH showing some signs of strength, putting in a higher low as well. We're seeing a lot of this kind of market structure trying to put in a bottom in these green buy zones. These are part of our order block detectors and has been really useful in this market cycle and showing where to buy and sell, where the buyers and sellers are lining up, kind of like looking behind the curtain. And so also on Solana here, taking a look at this, I'm going to open up this wedge here, but it's like Bitcoin, we have a symmetrical wedge forming and could go either way, you guys. I think probably we see some kind of a sell-off and profit taking in. It hit right up in that red zone. If we do get down to the green zone, lots of buyers down below protecting that $125 level. So if we do pull back, I think we could see, setting us up for a nice strong bounce. Some are saying that the next cycle low would be around November 5th. Our analysis is showing that, and for some reason, it's not letting me draw on the chart here what is going on with this thing. TradingView acting funny today, but suggesting that we could pull back, bounce right out of there, and then clear all those sellers out, maybe in a short squeeze, and then really going up higher. But as you can see, Solana's got a lot of sell pressure up above. Now, once we can start breaking up above those areas in 190 and clearing 200, you know, then it's off to 250, 240 region, and we'll have to see where it goes from there. But certainly not looking good as far as that near term with all these sellers lining up on Solana. Not sure why that is. Some people are saying because of Sui is their new competitor. I'll just pull that up really quickly. Sui breaking up into new highs in the price discovery zone. So on this chart, we were watching that $2 region. And on our early reversal indicator pro here, these green boxes are money flow. So a lot of money flowing into to Sui and as a potential Solana competitor. So let me just turn those signals off, turn on my EMAs so that we can see. So likely this is just going to pull back and hold the $2 region. Some people are piling in. I think money's probably coming out of Solana into Sui, thinking that this could be the hot new narrative of this cycle. So that would be interesting to see that take off. Let's see what else. Looking at Phantom Coin, finally starting to put in some nice moves, but selling pressure in these red box areas. Let's see. We looked at Chainlink. Let's take a look at Stacks as another one that I really liked. Did a study on this recently over on TradingView, showing how this could be a potential 5x. So you can always go over to TradingView and you can Google me, Brett Fogel, on TradingView. And by the way, if you do like these videos, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And as of course, always appreciative of Max inviting me on the channel to share some ideas with you guys. Finally, I think the markets are starting to look good here. This is a Fibonacci study that I did from that cycle high recently here to the low, and showing this potential on a 2.618 move up to around $8 on Stacks would be a 4x from back when I recommended that. Could go as high as, say, 5x, 5.5x on a 3.618 move, but probably would be contained within this uptrending channel. So if it does take a bit longer, though, I could still see us hitting $10 on Stacks. That would be a nice little trade. It's sub $2 now. Nice 5x on that trade. A couple other ones looking good here in uptrending channels. I like the simple moves. And although I was doing a study on Elliott Wave on Bitcoin, I think that's also over on my TradingView page. So check that out. So on Immutable X, you know, if you think gaming is going to be a hot sector as we do this market cycle rather, then this may be one to keep an eye on. Nice upward trending parallel channel and a smaller upward trending channel coming out of a buy block zone. And so also on our signals showing some bullish momentum on that on our TSI and RSI Pro. So that's another one keeping an eye on. Helium seeing some profit taking. We cover these in more detail on our Wednesday live classes as part of our M3 Active Trader class. You can learn more about that at moonstream.io/maxsuccess. I believe that will redirect you over there for our live trading classes I do every Wednesday and daily commentary in a private signal group. You can also, if you would like to work with me privately, I've got a couple of spots open. You can learn more about that over at moonstream.io. Down at the bottom of the page, there is a short button and a video that'll explain what that looks like, and we can jump on a call together. So let's see what else. Render, I'm looking interesting, coming into some sell pressure up above, but seeing a lot of these uptrending trend lines holding here and parallel channels forming. So nice strong trend line support on Render. So this might be a good place to be considering some of that. I just talked about Metis, didn't we? Metis we did, and then so INJ, a couple more that I'm watching here. INJ, Blur, AIOZ, some of the ones we've been watching in Moonstream M3 Active Trader. And one that we had been identified earlier last year in our Retire Rich program, ALI, kind of a cool program. It's come way off its highs, but it's double bottoming down in these regions. So just a couple things you might want to keep an eye on. And of course, Filecoin, if you like the DePIN space, decentralized physical infrastructure, nice potential gains on Filecoin. It's also an Arthur Hayes recommendation. I have this as potential. I'm not going to show you that one. The closer targets are around 260x. I've got a much higher target on Filecoin, which we can see in here, and that's one of our member coins that we've been watching and put some targets on that one. So anyway, guys, I'd love to give you all the information here. Just we have some of this that we have paid members to pay for, so I have to kind of protect some of that, hold some of it back. But anyway, markets are looking good overall. Let's see if there's another layout that I can pull up here. Let's take a look at some. Let's take a look at some AI coins and see what's looking good here. Of any of these, AIOZ, as I mentioned, is one we're watching there. Kind of an interesting chart pattern, waiting for that to break up out of this trend line resistance, but seeing some sell pressure there. As far as other AI coins that might be moving, a couple of these I haven't looked at in a while, but a lot of these are harder to find too. Might have to go over to crypto.com, which I'm not promoting, but many of these are harder to get. Fetch and Ocean still doing that merger. It's going to originally be the Fetch token, and then it's going to convert over to the AST token. It's either AST or ASI, and that would be the merger with Ajax, Ocean, and Fetch. So I'm waiting to buy that until that completes. It was an inverted head and shoulders here, by the way, that is starting to break out just slowly. It's kind of a janky inverse head and shoulders here, so not really sure if this thing's going to play out, but it would kind of give us a target up at around $3, which would make sense right at that upward previous high. So I'm just trying to think, what else can we show you? Oh yeah, I was going to show you the IBIT study that I've been doing since the beginning of the IBIT. That, of course, is the BlackRock ETF. This is a 4-hour chart. These circles represent gaps in the 4-hour chart, and up until recently, they had all filled. If you're familiar with CME gaps backfilling the prices, the gaps act as magnets. So we've seen all of these fill until recently. There is one still unfilled back from September, which could take us lower. I was wondering if we might go down another 15% to fill that unfilled gap. It's still there, but this one has filled, so that one's done. There's another one. There's another higher one there that's unfilled on the IBIT. Actually, that's not true. This is now filled there, but created a new gap, so to the downside. So I do think we're going to see some retracement on this, probably coming in this week, I would say, and then we'll have to see what happens. So we have 2 unfilled gaps on the 4-hour, and I'm not suggesting this will be 100% forever, but it has been highly correlative of having these gaps filled. So I'm making the ones that have not filled red, and let me just do that a little bit differently here and give it a little bit more hue. Okay, that actually looks good. So we've got 2 unfilled gaps acting as magnets. So seeing some profit taking tomorrow, I think makes sense. Let's pull up the dollar really quickly. I have to check my time because I'm jumping on a call here in just a few minutes with somebody. So let me see. I want to pull up the dollar index. I thought I'd pull that up and take a look at the DXY is doing. I'll just do a quick search for that, and we'll take a look at that, and then I'll let you guys go. But hope you're having a good weekend. So I'm feeling good about this recent money flow coming into these markets. So the dollar DXY pushing up, breaking out of its downtrending channel, and it's coming up toward resistance here. So what we'd want to see, let's say tomorrow the Dixie pushes up to 103.50. If that can push up, we might see some pullback on Bitcoin, and then as the DXY rolls over, then we really see this rally kick in, because of course this runs in inverse proportion to Bitcoin and the rest of the market. So what we do not want to see as a new uptrending channel and have the DXY break up back above 103.50, 104, because that would signify more sell pressure in the markets. But a bit of a bounce here is okay. It's understandable. And then rolling over would really give us that fuel to propel Bitcoin back up even higher, which is, of course, what we want to see. And seeing Bitcoin push upward toward Bitcoin dominance around that 60% level. And real quick at the total market cap, looking at this here, lots of sell pressure up overhead, so that you can see this in this range, and that of course is among all the coins across the board. So anyway, guys, quick market update. If you like these updates, please hit the like button, and we'll do more of them. And if you'd like to join my Tuesday class, we do free classes on Tuesdays. You can register for that over at moonstream.io, and of course in partnership with Max, and appreciate him letting us come on here and talk to you guys. And so hopefully that was helpful. I think it's rally time sooner than later. Probably again a pullback here in the short term, and give us that fuel to push on higher into this next phase. But we'll have to see what happens, and we'll go from there. All right, cheers everyone. Bye bye.